Less is more. Yeah. What the big thing too is what's gonna not be in your way, right?
Right.
So wherever you pick, because realistically we can go any way we want this way, and you could be over here a whole nother 6 inches if necessary.
I'd take the 6 inches.
Then take it. Because again, remember, we only need 2 feet clear right here.
Right.
Right, but we can cut this pretty much straight across, perpendicular,
I would.
I think.
Okay.
Because it's just less work.
It's just, exactly. Always good to have a little bit of an angle. This gives you some room, but not much of one. 10 degrees is a good number.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I feel fine, that's good. Yeah, that's just a little bit of an angle. I think it's perfect.
Very slow hiker.
And tomorrow creeps in its petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays of lighted pools away to dusty death. Out, and life is but a walking shadow, a poor player who struts. But I remember it because it's pretty cool. The whole concept of a poor player who struts and frets his hour upon stage and then is heard no more. A tale told by an idiot. I mean, the whole concept of a tale told by an idiot.
Hold on. My pin was drifting out. See your pin?
I'm good.
Mine was 3/4 of the way out. I didn't want to waller out a hole.
And how did you, you just had to tap it in?
I loosened this up just a titch and shoved it in and then tightened it back up again.
Okay.
And a lot of times the pins will drift when that wing nut kind of does what wing nuts do.
Right.
Any movement? Can you go down?
Yeah. All right. I have quick. What is it?
Custody of the song?
Custody of the song.
You've been saying possession. That's wrong.
Yeah, right, I know.
I like that.
We'll get started. And when you're ready, we'll be ready. I don't think we need that big of a. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Sure. Take some water. If you get a pause, go to get a drink of water.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to bounce off the log below.
Yeah, it's going to
Bounce off there, and it's going to take a roll to the feet.
Really?
Yep. One more cut. about that. So this is where having slight cuts helps in getting this log out. So that it's
I'm
not.
handing over custody of the saw.
Thank you.
So see, this is where we wedged ourselves in this way. See how we cut it a little this way? If we cut it a little that way,
It would have just
dropped out. I'm gonna do a Bruce Lee impression here. And no, I'm not. So now we gotta figure out how to get that out of there.
Well, it's good that you wedged it in properly.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to put a wedge here and see if that pushes it forward a little. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? It's dropping near your left leg. Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Hey, look at that. Self-adhering wedge. Alright, so we got that up enough that
Oh, it's gonna.
it's going for the full effect. So now one thing to consider too here is that the log bridge we're building, or the log elevator we're building, is not on the side that we're cutting out. So we're going to have to be able to remove those wedges. So don't bury them too deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? This side's perfect because you can hit the side of it. But don't make the mistake I made of. We were cutting out the side next to it, and we buried the wedges on the other side, and now we're like, now what?
Okay. What did you?
Did it move it? Or you think we're good?
I think we're good. I was going with. What tools don't you have with you?
Yeah.
So, if we cut this, we want it wedged that way or the other way? I think we want it open that way just a little bit because we're probably going to want to lift up rather than it going down.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of a, like that.
But if we're going to roll it this way, don't you want it to go the other way?
So you probably want to be that way, just a hop, skip, and a jump like that. And there's our double compound. A little this way and a little that way. And that should make it go all the... Can you lift on it at all, or do you want to hold the saw? Maybe just give it a lift before you because you put the wedge in there, we can't lift the saw out without taking a handle off. So can you lift it all with
I mean, you mean lift the...
just nudge it up a little bit, well, without hurting yourself or anything like that?
Maybe the.
Where the pry bar would be good.
Yes.
How about the? What do you call it?
Just-
Reinhardt. Reinhardt.
If you that's I think we're good there. Yeah. I think you proved the. So put the wedge in there in the top, and we're gonna take out one of the handles. I think this is which was the handle that was harder to get out.
Pulaski might work, cause
I've bent the Pulaski doing that.
well, I bend tools too, so
Keep going. Okay, so now which handle are we taking off? Which one is the one that was hard to get off?
I think it's.
I
I
think
think I have the one that
that's the hard one.
is the good one. No, I think I have it.
I think
Because remember,
you
Yeah.
have the hard one, Mac.
I think you have the hard one now.
Okay,
because
so then
it's
go ahead and-
broken, there's a broken.
Go ahead and take your handle off, and then I will take custody of the saw, and I'm going to slide it out. I'm gonna bring it more to me first. Okay, oh, I got it. Okay, then go ahead and put the handle back on. Most easiest place to get them. There's a company called Titan, and they make these really nice rubber ties that I like to use on these instead of these nylon straps.
Yeah.
These nylon straps tend to do a little friction and they'll burn through. Titan makes some, and then there's a company called Strapworks in Eugene, and they sell strap materials and things like D-rings. So you get those Titan straps, you put a couple D-rings on them, you wrap this up with that with a D-ring hanging in here, and then you get go to a thrift store and you get a luggage handle, or you know, like one of the duffel bag ones, and you got a handle, or you got it rest on your shoulders so you're not holding the whole thing up.
That's a nice solution. On that,
All right. Can we do it?
Hold on.
Or do we want that rope?
Rope.
let's get the rope.
One, two, three. Need a hand or you got it?
It's not. Nothing to it. So that's what we want to do. Is we're going to have to push this way until we can get that in this way. And I was hoping it wouldn't roll, but well.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Is cam out right there. Stay in that spot. Or not. Yeah, oh well. Alright, let's keep going a little bit. So what's your plan? So what's the plan is?
The plan is to cut it an angle, kind of a little bit of an angle
Right.
like that,
Because you're planning on
rolling it
Rolling
that
it
way.
back here, yeah.
do it?
And the plan is to cut a little, probably just past.
And that way it's
not-
resting on the rotten.
It's resting on the rotten. Also, once it's out of here, we can use one of those tools you don't like to get rid of the rotten.
I'm down with it. Cut away. Pause a sec, tightening this. Good.
You're there.
You got it?
I have custody of this stuff.
You can tell we're getting tired when words are hard.
Yeah.
All right. You gonna do it by yourself? You want a hand?
Well, I'll just start it.
I see a handle here. Nope, I don't see a hand. No, never mind. That handle took off. I'm getting on my butt. I don't know about you guys. Get my butt nestled in here.
Okay. You want me to get in there? I just didn't want to sit on the roof.
I think we're good.
I think
We're
we're
good?
all right.
Yeah.
We got a rail, so.
Oh yeah.
Next obstacle is going to be this big pointy stick. And you push and I'll pull up. And we're off the trail. I got a nice leaner in there.
That's one of the ones I took a picture of. I showed you. And it's only hanging on by one branch.
The question is whether it's even safe to pick out the tree near it.
Exactly.
Although it's true that if it falls, it's going to be guided by that tree angle down the side. So,
I got this.
okay.
This is gonna, I feel like the best plan on this is single bucking. What do you think? Because the other person's gonna pretty much have to be over there, and I don't want anybody under that. I'd rather be cutting from this side. So we could katana boy it, and I think I would rather katana boy it because the katana boy is thin, not tall, and it'll make it easy to get wedges in here. And we're
Because
gonna,
it's going to top bind wicked.
yeah. And there's a lot of things that we could do to mitigate for that top bind, but the simplest thing to do is cut it and wedge it, and just get in there with the katana boy. The more likely this is to tip up. When that tips up, it's going to put more down pressure on this log. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When this goes up, it's going to weigh this down more. It's going to drive that down more. It's going to put more pressure on this.
Right.
So, the farther, I think we should cut this right in here and just about here, so when this drops, it drops onto that log. So if we have to cut that side, at least it's on a log. So I'm thinking we cut it right there.
Can I angle it which way?
That is a good question. I think let's just do a straight out perpendicular cut because this is just going to be brutal. I think we could overthink the whole which angle do we cut it on, and I think no matter which way. So anybody not cutting, I want pretty much staring. Why don't you stare at that, and if you see anything that looks bad, let me know. And I'm going to stand back so that I'm not in the way of your escape route. And do you want me to spell you?
This is going okay, Josh. In like,
Give it 20 and then let's do it. And then I'll spell you. I'm going to get ready to set a wedge too. Will the saw stay there?
so I will stay there.
You can just let it go then. Got it. Yeah, we're fine. Cool. That. So this is again where I want to employ a tactic of cutting out the backside. That backside even just 2 taps. Make that 4. Now, do we have any side bind? How you doing on bind? I'll do. You want in? I'll cut until you get onto this side. better?
Oh, yeah.
And we will get through it. Tap me on the shoulder when you're ready.
You want taps?
Can you? No, we're good. Just thinking about putting a wedge on one side or another to stop it from rolling. Okay, we're getting crackage. I'm just gonna give it a good little
Whack. How about hammering straight down on it?
oh, we're gonna do a little underbucking. Anybody want to try underbucking or
Yeah.
angle at that?
Right.
This tree will be one of those that we looked at the whole time thinking it's going to fall at any moment. And 30 years we'll come back here with somebody and go, you know,
Or we'll come back tomorrow morning and
it'll be down on the trail. Yeah, well, there's that too. Try to cut with the tip. Okay, that's good. Did just what we wanted it to. Self-clearing. Yes. Okay. So now that we've got this cut, it's now disconnected from that system.
yeah.
So this is where it's questionable, iffy whether or not we want to continue to use this. I think it's probably still safer to just cut this with this
I
than
agree.
get somebody on the other side.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
Can somebody find a tree or something, a
Yep.
log to stick under there and get a couple wedges to keep this from rocking back and forth? The green one. So one thing you always want to try to do is not be under the blade, because sometimes what'll happen is like you get that sliver that breaks out, the whole thing drops, and I've seen people trapped underneath their saws. Because you know, you get that, like it's split, like you see this split right there.
Yeah.
Imagine that whole thing drops out,
Yeah.
and then that whole thing just, and somebody's thigh was right there, and it just nails them. So always be cognizant and try not to have. We win. I know you don't like toppling, but I would consider rolling it one level that way and throwing it over.
Or rolling it that way and then roping and lifting.
Or that.
Or that. One, two, three.
Hold it. Give us time to get our footing. Out of here. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you're out of the trail.
I'll go a little further. 1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Okay. That's great. Thanks, guys.
You got it.
We pushed our last log out of the way for the evening, and we made our way back to camp and spent a nice relaxing evening by the side of the lake and woke up the next morning.
So you still have camping gas canisters?
That's why I bought it. That and
What's the
disaster
bite?
prep.
Yeah, I have that exact same stove, and another one that
You
is,
get by with so much less fuel that if you're on a long backpacking trip.
my son's
Yeah, I thought about getting one of those for my next, because I got to replace this beast that
My-
I have.
my son's sold on
And
the
I
jet bowls.
reiterate it's
I-
not Adobe portion.
Just because Adobe's so expensive and
It's expensive, and they build forced obsolescence because we use it a
product,
lot
yeah.
with the core. But